in all circumstances. We wanted to serve him. It was no question of course, ever. There was never any question of force. Uh, we were forced by our love to serve him. He never asked us. Well, sometimes he would ask, but generally we wanted to serve him. So this is the quality of a Vaishnava, of one who is one of Krishna's own. Uh, those who are possessed by Krishna, whom Krishna possesses, they attract our attention, our love, and our service. So then, after his disappearance, somehow or other, we came into contact with uh, Bhakti Vigyan Muni Maharaj and Bhakti Nishkam Shanta Maharaj, who at that time had different names. They were brahmacharis. And they had both finishing their PhD degrees at IIT Kharagpur. Uh, I don't remember the subjects. I know Shanta Maharaj was in ocean mechanics or technology, something like that. And Muni Maharaj was that in chemistry, some kind of
Chemical engineering. They were in
chemical
chemical.
engineering. Yes. So they were both engineering, as IIT is well known for. Huh? What did you say? Okay. Anyhow, they were both finishing their PhDs, and somehow or other we got in contact with each other by Krishna's grace and through Damodar Maharaj's grace. They wanted to continue on in their preaching work in the line of uh, Prabhupada and Sri Damodar Maharaj. And so I tried to encourage them. And throughout the years, a few years of that connection over the internet only, we never met in person. They went on and they began preaching in the scientific spirit and, and did many things that I would never do myself because they were there in India. They could connect with all these very pious scientists. Uh, they understood in their hearts from their own training that Krishna consciousness was an essential uh, feature of their lives. And so they somehow or other were able to graciously take up the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and our Guru Varga and consider that for the first time actually in the IIT, there was talk of the soul and of God and of Krishna because it was presented in such a scientific language that they could understand and that anyone else who heard it, they could also understand. Yes, here is some scientific argument being presented. Uh, and how the spiritual and the scientific could uh, intermeld. They could work together in a way that they didn't think it was possible. Because science is going off in a mechanical and atheistic direction. And we are teaching the complete opposite direction. So this work was understood and very intelligently presented by Shanta Maharaj and Muni Maharaj because of their attraction to Swarup Damodar Maharaj, a Vaishnava, a pure Vaishnava, whom Prabhupada loved very much. And of all the devotees of Srila Prabhupada, Swarup Damodar Maharaj was had the most the deepest, I think, relationship with Prabhupada of us all. I felt like that. And others also understood that, who were not uh, jealous of him. Anyhow, it was a very simple, but very pure-hearted devotee. And we all felt that kind of attraction to him, who were of this similar nature to whatever degree. Anyhow, then after um, After his departure, Sripad Maharaj's departure, and then they wanted to come more and a follower of myself, and I was a follower of Srila Sridhar Maharaj, Srila Govinda Maharaj, and also Srila Acharya Maharaj. And they became attracted also when they heard the teachings of Sridhar Maharaj. They became enamored by his uh, also pure Vaishnava qualities and the teachings especially. How, and I tried to explain how those teachings were very scientific and can be utilized uh, in the service of our scientific preaching. Basically, in the subjective evolution of consciousness by Sridhar Maharaj and all that book, he explains the difference uh, between the science and our philosophy. The scientists are teaching the evolution of bodies. Sridhar Maharaj used to call it fossil fatherism. The fossils are the father of the humankind, right? The scientist, Darwin there, he relies on the idea that the different bones from the past tell us about how life came to be the way it is today. And Sridhar Maharaj told, no, that's not the proper conception. It may look like that from the outer world, but from inside, inner understanding of things, it is subjective evolution. So we have two views, objective evolution and subjective evolution. We are teaching the subjective evolution of consciousness. Consciousness is first, and then the outer world is a manifestation somehow of a distorted way of consciousness, different forms of consciousness. So this was the challenge, how to present this subjective evolution as the true understanding of evolution and the objective evolution that was mistaken. And various ways of doing that, somehow or other by Krishna's grace, we found in the scientific literature itself, which was defending the view that we were making. And we would gather that evidence from journals and other places and present that to them. We ourselves are not so expert in all this scientific fields. There are so many. We have our own fields of expertise, but the general scientific public, they have so many theories, and every time you would come up with one idea, they would come up with another in the opposite direction. But anyhow, little by little, I made some progress. And it should be understood that Sridhar Maharaj and Govinda Maharaj, they loved us very much. They were very happy with our service and our devotion and our faith and our Guru Varga, and always promoted us. In fact, that book, Subjective Evolution, it mentions my name and his conversation with us. And he told there that he would be our advisor. Sridhar Maharaj wanted to be our advisor in our scientific preaching. So he very much accepted what we were doing and encouraged. In fact, he told in a very joyful way, he said, you are going to build a temple over Darwin's tomb. That was his proud statement. In a proud way, he mentioned this, that you are to build the temple over Darwin's tomb. So, of course, that wasn't our idea. Whatever little progress we could make to present Prabhupada's conception, Sridhar Maharaj's conception, that would be our happiness. That would be the only success we were looking for. Then in 2011 or so, around that time, Shanta Maharaj and Muni Maharaj wanted to take sannyas. They came to me and asked Maharaj, we want to take sannyas from you. And then I told, I'm not taking any disciples. I want to honor Srila Govinda Maharaj's uh, uh, wish to honor Acharya Maharaj as the successor Acharya. And so any initiations I felt I uh, wanted to give anyone who wanted to take initiation, I would send them to him. And I told Acharya Maharaj, I called him one day and told him that I want to be a teacher of the how to serve Guru. There are so many people who want to be Guru, but I think it's more important to teach people how to serve Guru. So I wanted to be a servant of Guru and to be a teacher of that and not Guru. So I requested them, you please ask the Acharya for sannyas initiation. And all the devotees who came to me, I sent them to him for initiation. And Maharaj told me, when I talked to Acharya Maharaj, he told me, Maharaj, I am your servant. So he told like that. And I will do as you order me. And that was the kind of relationship we had with Acharya Maharaj, very beautiful and affectionate relationship we had with him. So Shanta Maharaj and Muni Maharaj both eventually, they requested Acharya Maharaj for his blessings so they can continue on with their service. And in the meantime, they would also help Acharya Maharaj. And you can see from the history of their relationship over the past 10 years or so, that Shanta Maharaj was always there to help. Whenever, many times, Acharya Maharaj would call to Shanta Maharaj, even asking for advice sometimes, because he knew how much he had a great depth of affection for their Guru Varga and understanding of the conceptions. And there was no one else really that he could rely on for those types of things. And so he would often ask him to please come for the festival and whatnot. And Shanta Maharaj was faithfully serving Acharya Maharaj all those years. Even whatever disciples came, whatever new devotees came, he would also send them to Acharya Maharaj. He did not take any disciples for himself or for me. He took them all to Acharya Maharaj. And you may know there are maybe 100 or more, especially from Vijayawada. So many devotees came and became initiated. And maybe many do not know this also, but Acharya Maharaj specifically there was only one person he made, Ritvik. Gave the power of Ritvik to, that was Shanta Maharaj. He made him Ritvik Guru, Ritvik Acharya. He didn't do that to anyone, only to Shanta Maharaj. And he had the power to take initiations on behalf of Acharya Maharaj. It's like this. He has a very unique position in Narmat and in the line of Acharya Maharaj, and also Muni Maharaj. Muni Maharaj is a more quiet preacher, but he is also always very faithfully there besides Acharya Maharaj and Shanta Maharaj and their service. And preaching in his own quiet way, he has also remained very faithful and steady in his service and preaching very nicely to all the scientists. They all like Muni Maharaj very much because of his very humble and mild nature, and also very intelligent preaching and his style. He's always studying different books and trying to understand how is the best way to present this Krishna consciousness in a respectable and sophisticated and dignified way. Finer intelligence is needed to understand Krishna consciousness and to preach Krishna consciousness to such higher persons of this world. And like that, they are going on in a very nice way. We're very happy with their progress in spiritual life and their sincere service have produced many good results. Many good results. And when Prabhupada was here, he told the Bhaktivedanta Institute is to I don't remember now the exact words he used, but to present their preaching is for the glorification of ISKCON. They will be able to provide, by which the Institute of ISKCON will be glorified, because many people think ISKCON, the devotees there are just singing and dancing in the street merrily and not doing anything for the society. But rather than just a fanatical religious organization, which some people may see it as, then they would be able to understand it had some scientific conceptions that were very deep and profound and could affect the society in a marvelous way, revolutionary way. So he wanted that. He wanted people to see it from that side also, not just from a religious side. And so hopefully in a small way we've been able to do that. And nowadays, the Bhaktivedanta Institute in ISKCON is also gaining some respect from the whole society. And they have a new building and a whole process of reigniting the preaching spirit in a scientific way there in Florida. And so although we don't have all that support and whatnot that is needed for that type of renaissance, still whatever we have, we're going on. And my Mahaprabhu's grace, my Guru's grace, we have some significance may be seen with our preaching also. And you're all very kind to come and participate in this birthday celebration, appearance celebration of Shanta Maharaj and Muni Maharaj. I appreciate your encouragement and your blessings and your mercy. And only by that can we get some grace to be successful in whatever way Krishna wants us to be. So my dhanavats to Sripad Bhakti Dishkam Shanta Maharaj, Sripad Bhakti Vigyan Muni Maharaj, and to all the devotees, all the Vaishnavas, my humble dhanavats. Hare Krishna Jai Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Gurudev, Srila Charidev Ki Jai. Oh Premanandi Hari 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 Bol. Hare Krishna.
Maharaj ki jai.
So, how do you want to arrange this, Maharaj? Or Muni Maharaj, you are arranging this, I think.
Maharaj is muted.
Huh?
Maharaj, can you hear?
Yeah, Dandavat Maharaj. Dandavat. I'm able to hear.
Yes. I think we only have a short time. So although I was speaking for a long time, yes, half an hour almost, I think if we have short comments, it would be good. Then we could go through the program and have other programs to do today.
Yeah, maybe Maharaj, we can ask Dr. S.R. Bhatt, Professor S.R. Bhatt to say something.
Yes, very nice.
Professor S.R. Bhatt, may you speak something?
Thank you very much. Most revered Sripad Madhavpuri Maharaj ji, Sri Bhakti Nishkam Shanta ji, and Sri Bhakti Muni Maharaj ji. I feel it a privilege and an honor to partake in today's birthday celebration of Sri Bhakti Nishkam Shanta ji, a great soul, an erudite scholar, an intellectual luminary, and one who has tirelessly devoted himself for spreading and disseminating spirituality all over the globe. Though he was trained as a technocrat, having a doctorate degree in chemical engineering, well, he decided to plunge into this ocean of spirituality and uh, liberate humanity from the clutches of gross materialism. He has been able, therefore, to what would I would call as spiritualized science, make science spiritual, so that a holistic and integral approach to life can be brought about with the help of spiritualizing science. He has been tirelessly working in this direction, organizing scientists and their conferences. I have known him for quite a few number of years, attending several of the international conferences that he has organized. He, in fact, has corrected the Western materialistic approach to science based on this Cartesian dualism, where it is the mind which is to overpower matter, and a chasm is drawn between mind and matter is something to be used, to be exploited. Well, this sort of approach, this dualistic framework, and it was Darwin who also argued that, well, this whole cosmos, our cosmic process, springs from matter, and consciousness is just an epiphenomenon. So, Bhakti Nishkam Shantaji, Bhakti Muniji, under the guidance of Sri Madhopuri Maharaji, they have just transformed the whole approach and made us realize that it is consciousness which is the ultimate reality. And it is consciousness, Sata is a Chitta. And this consciousness has bliss at its core. Everyone wants to be happy, everyone wants to be blissful, and for that we have to make best use of manifestations of consciousness. Science and technology are also manifestations of consciousness. They are not value neutral, they are meant for wellness and for the happiness of the whole humanity. So this sort of approach Shanta Muni ji and Bhakti Vigyan Muni ji are spearheading in India in particular, and also elsewhere in the world. So I very much appreciate the work done by Chaitanya Saraswat Institute, wherein they are the leading figures, and I wish that this message of Sripad Maharaj, the founder of the Krishna consciousness movement, uh, gets disseminated all over the world in its fullest form, so that people are brought back to the right path of spirituality. Well, we are not fighting animals, we are not quarreling animals, we are divine spirit. We are having divinity within us, and we have to kindle that divinity and realize our true self. And this is what Bhakti Nishkam Shanta has been doing in his messages, in his strivings. I congratulate him for the marvelous work that he has done along with the Bhakti Vigyan Muniji Maharaj. And I wish that this work gets strengthened, and it helps humanity to overcome all sorts of sufferings, particularly in the present times of this corona. Well, we are having this pandemic. In this pandemic, well, it is the message of a holistic living, living of interdependence, living of fellowship, living of loving care and sharing. I think gets spread all over the world and brings humanity to the what can be called as a realization of bliss and beatitude. So I wish Bhakti Nishkam Shantaji on this particular occasion of his birthday celebration a very, very long life in the service of humanity and for the entire cosmos. So I thank Bhakti Vigyan Muniji for inviting me and enabling me to partake in this very, say, I would call it as a beautiful program to felicitate Bhakti Nishkam Shantaji. In fact, today we shall be meeting Bhakti Nishkam Shantaji after 2 hours in a New York-based yoga say webinar also, where both of us are co-speakers. And I wish that he spreads his knowledge and wisdom uh, in a very forceful manner. He is a very powerful speaker, and also a very astute writer also. So we wish that he keeps on spreading his wisdom in a full vigor and benefit the whole humanity. So once again, I congratulate him and wish him a very, very long life. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor S.R. Bhatt. Bhattji, it is very wonderful that you have spoken so nicely of Sripad Shanta Maharaj. So I thank you from the core of my heart. Thank you so much. And now I would like to request if Professor Sandeep Mishra is still there, then he may speak a few words. Professor Mishra, are you there? Yeah, can you speak a few words, Professor Sandeep Mishra? Okay, I think he might have left because he had sent a message that he had to
I can see him
go
is
for
there,
emergency.
but I think maybe his audio
No,
is
he
not
said that
working.
he has to go for an emergency. He had said that. Okay, so then whom else we can say? Amresh or Professor Chandrakar sir, is it? Okay. Professor Chandrakar is the one of the teachers of Sripad Shanta Maharaj in his college. So he's a physics teacher, and we had gone to his home about 2 years ago, and we had several meetings and programs in Odisha. Thank you. Please, you are welcome, sir.
My Dandavat Pranam to Bhakti Madhav Puri Maharaj. Pranam to Bhakti Vigyan Muni Maharaj, Bhakti Niskam Santa Maharaj, and Pranam to all of you. I wish happy birthday to Bhakti Niskam Santa Maharaj. Let heaven's choicest blessings be showered upon him. Let it be roses and roses all his way. Let his cherished dream of God realization, self-realization be fulfilled, which is the ultimate aim of a sannyasi or a yogi or a sadhu. Let God give him strength and energy to propagate the divine message of God and Gurus. Long back, a boy named Suresh Rao happened to my student at +2 level at Khariyar College, a small town of Odisha. Shy and quiet in nature, who used to speak very less, but was very soft spoken. He was always absorbed into inward thought, eyes ready to fathom deep into something. Later, he did his BTech from an engineering college of Odisha, MTech and PhD from IIT Kharagpur. That boy is now Bhakti Niskam Santa Maharaj. I am really so happy that I happen to be his physics teacher. But now there is a role reversal. He is in the role of a teacher and I am in the role of a student. I have to learn a lot from him. God bless Bhakti Niskam Santa Maharaj. He is disseminating the scientific knowledge of spirituality to people throughout the world. And he is preaching the society, the science behind our holy religious scriptures. Albert Einstein said, science without religion is lame, and religion without science is blind. But I think spirituality is still a higher concept. He has been propagating the science behind spirituality. And we are blessed that 3 years back, Bhakti Niskam Santa Maharaj and Bhakti Vigyan Muni Maharaj, they came to our place. We had organized a seminar on science and spirituality. We had the occasion to meet them, to learn from them. It was a very nice and happiest moment to be associated with them. During last 1.5 years, we have suffered, we have seen the panic of people due to corona pandemic, due to our evil karma. We suffered a lot. We are responsible for that. We have to learn a lot from this disaster. God created man in his own image. So we have to imbibe that divine virtues. Bhagavan Buddha Dev said, Apadipa Bhava. Apadipa Bhava. Let us enlighten ourselves, our inner core. Let us realize our potential. And there is a scientific research to heal corona, to heal the body from this disease. But we have to take the holistic approach to treat a human being. Means we have to treat the body as well as mind. Unless the mind is treated, the evils from the society cannot be. We cannot find a remedy to the evils of the society. And Santa Maharaj and Vigyan Muni Maharaj, they are doing very beautiful job. So they are preaching the society how to treat the mind, not only the body, and also how to treat the human mind, calm the human mind, so that we can get permanent happiness. So on this occasion, really, I pray God to bless Bhaktiniskam Santa Maharaj. And with these few words, I conclude my speech. Thank you all.
Thank you, Professor Chandrakar. It was a heartfelt message that you have given because you are his teacher, and naturally you have some very nice feeling for him. And when we went to your home, we also felt very nice that you were very keen and you have very sincere and good sense of imbibing the higher values of life. So thank you for your message, and we wish all the best for you. So now, if Professor Amaresh Dalal is there from IIT Guwahati Mechanical,
Yes.
so he may speak something.
Yes, thank you. Is my screen visible?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes. Thank you. So it is my privilege and honor to be part of this event celebrating the birthday of Sripad Bhakti Niskama Santa Maharaja. Wish you a very happy birthday. This is actually we are friend when we met him in 2001 when we came for the interview at IIT Guwahati for the master program, and we are selected, and then we became friend and we joined the master's program in 2001 at IIT Guwahati. He used to stay just opposite to my room, so I know him very well and we used to be very good friend at IIT Guwahati. His name was that time P. Suresh Kumar, and I remember that since he joined at IIT Guwahati, he used to wake up very early morning at 3:30 or 4 o'clock. And he used to do puja and chanting after taking bath, even in the winter. So I was very surprised to see him, that how he used to take bath and in cold water, that too in the early morning, 3:30 or 4 o'clock. He used to be very joyful, and he used to always to be in smiling face. And when he was doing his project, he was doing very hard work. And I know that from his MTech work, he actually proposed one non-dimensional number in the scientific community. And we actually graduated in 2003 from IIT Guwahati, and you can see that this convocation held on 30th May in 2003, and is this project title for in his MTech was Experimental Investigation of Heat Transfer Augmentation in a Concentric Tube Heat Exchanger. So we are
you sharing
yes.
Are you sharing the screen, or we are not seeing your screen moving actually?
Oh, okay.
Maybe you are.
Can you see it?
Yes, yes, yes. Now it is possible.
Yes, thank you, thank you. So this was in the convocation, and from this convocation, this brochure, actually, I am showing this his title, this title of his MTech work, and we actually had 10 people or students in fluid and thermal engineering of mechanical engineering department, and you can see Santa Maharaja here, and it is in one of our friends' room. And also we went for a trip to Shillong with all our this specialization student, and it is also in the Shillong. You can see Santa Maharaji, and you can see that this is at IIT Kharagpur. I once visited, I was doing a PhD at IIT Kanpur, and I don't remember the year, but I visited IIT Kharagpur during my PhD, and I met him in his hostel. Then I joined as a faculty at IIT Guwahati in 2010. And after that, in 2011, and another time, 2 times he visited and delivered spiritual lecture at IIT Guwahati, and I attended this his lecture. And so one time I was talking to him over phone, and he told me to chant Hare Krishna at least once in a day. So from that time, I started to chant Hare Krishna just while doing puja after taking bath. And now I have a family, and we are actually going every week to Hare Krishna Mandir, and also we do chant there. And I am sure that with Krishna's grace and through devotional service, he has attained success in his spiritual activity. So I'm very happy that as to be happen his friend. So thank you very much.
Okay, Professor Amresh Dalal, it was a very nice like a message from you, and you remembered all the old like incidents that happened between Sripad Shanta Maharaj, yourself, and the friends at IIT Guwahati. And Sripad Shanta Maharaj also has told me many times about a Vishnu Mandir that he used to go, and his very many beautiful experiences and remembrances from Guwahati. So I thank you from the core of my heart, and we were very happy also to visit you when we went to Guwahati later on. So thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. So maybe now this Salil Das, is he Sachidananda Prabhu? So Sachidananda Prabhu, can you speak something?
Yeah, yes. Yeah. Joy Radhe Krishna.
Okay, let me just introduce him. Let me introduce you. He's Sachidananda Prabhu, and he's one of the senior disciples of Sripad Bhakti Swarup Damodar Maharaj, and he works in Agartala in Tripura, and you know the very famous Aadhaar card. So he's one of the important officers in that department. So thank you, Sachidananda Prabhu. Please share your words.
Thank you. Dandavat Madhavpuriji, Bhakti Nishkam Maharaja and Muni Maharaja, and all Vaishnavas and other all participants in the June. At the outset, profuse thanks to Bhakti Muni Maharaj to organize this event. It is my pleasure to participate in the celebration of appearance day of the Bhakti Nishkam Maharaj. Shanta Maharaj dedicated his life to spread Krishna consciousness for upliftment of our spiritual journey. We are indebted to Shanta Maharaj for his unflinching effort to take us to the lotus feet of Supreme Personality, Lord Sri Krishna. And I wish Shanta Maharaj's long life to spread message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Dhandavat again, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Sachidananda Prabhu. So we also wish all the best to you and to your family, that may the best happen to you in this life towards the journey towards Krishna consciousness. Thank you so much. So who else can say? Suhasini Didi from Ireland. Can you speak something?
Yes, Maharaj, my dandavats to you.
Dandavats Didi. So
Yeah.
let me introduce her. So when we went to Ireland about 2 years ago, we stayed in her house, and they are a very nice family, Dr. Kumar, and they have a son also. And she's also was a teacher, and she's a PhD also in physics, but she is a very humble soul and always helping the devotees, making prasadam and helping them in many ways. So I welcome you, that you may share some of your thoughts and wisdom on this occasion.
Jai Shri Gurudev. My dandavats, Maharaj, my dandavats to Sripad Puri Maharaj, and dandavats to Muni Maharaj and Shanta Maharaj, and all the assembled devotees. Thank you, Maharaj. Muni Maharaj called me the other day to come and participate in this program. And so thank you for inviting me. So, well, I have had the opportunity in the past few years, to see the scientific program of, Shanta Maharaj and Muni Maharaj to the scientific community, and I had an opportunity to participate in a few of those meetings. And Shanta Maharaj always encouraged me to say something in all the meetings, say a few words. So although I would be very shy, and he encouraged me, so I was able to do by the grace of the Vaishnavas in a couple of times. And I saw also how he encouraged all the participants, especially the scientists, to come forward to see the message, and his preaching was really, to encourage everyone to come to take this path of devotional service. And I saw also that his dedication, how much he was dedicated to the service of his guru, service of the Guru Varga. And so we are very thankful and for all the encouragement that you're giving to the devotees all over the world. And so I wish him very happy birthday today, and wish you, Maharaj, a happy birthday. And I hope by the grace of Sri Guru and Krishna, your service will continue in a very grand way, in an uninterrupted way. So just thank you, Maharaj. My dandavats again to all the devotees. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Srimati Suhasini Didi. It was very heartfelt message from you. Thank you so much. So now I would like to request Sripad Keshto Prabhu or Krishnadas Prabhu from our Jagannath Puri temple. So he's very kind soul, and he has been looking after the devotees in Jagannath Puri, in Rath Yatra, and at all other times, helping them in so many ways. And he's also a very good friend and well-wisher. And I would like to request him to say a few words from his side for Shanta Maharaj. আপনার কথাটা একটু মিউট হয়ে গেছে, আনমিউট করতে হবে কম্পিউটারটাকে।
আপনার ওই অনমিউট বাটনটা ক্লিক করতে হবে। এখানে শোনা যাবে।
ঠিক আছে,
ওম
ঠিক আছে।
জ্ঞানাতিমিরন্ধস্য জ্ঞানাঞ্জনশলাকয়া চক্ষুর্মিলিतं যেন তস্मै মুখং করোতি বাচালং পঙ্গুং লঙ্ঘয়তে যৎকৃপাতমহং বন্দে পরমানন্দমাধবম। সর্বপ্রথম মদীয় গুরুপাদ পদ্ম নিত্যলীলা প্রবিষ্ট কৃষ্ণপাদ জগৎগুরু ছিল ভক্তি সুন্দর গোবিন্দ দেব স্বামী মহারাজের আতুল চরণে আমি দণ্ডবত প্রণতি জ্ঞাপন করছি। তৎপদে নিত্যলীলা প্রবিষ্ট ওম বিষ্ণুপাদ জগৎগুরু ছিল ভক্তি নির্মল আচার্য মহারাজ আমার গুরু ভাতা, তার চরণে দণ্ডবত প্রণতি জ্ঞাপন করছি। এখানে জুম মিটিং এ অ্যাটেন্ড করেছেন বিএম পুরী মহারাজ, সেনার চরণে আমি দণ্ডবত জ্ঞাপন করছি। ভক্তিবিজ্ঞান মণি মহারাজের চরণে আমি দণ্ডবত প্রণতি জ্ঞাপন করছি। ভক্তি নিষ্কাম শান্ত মহারাজের চরণে আমি দণ্ডবত জ্ঞাপন করছি। আজ একটা খুবই শুভ দিন, বৈষ্ণবের আবির্ভাব। তো সেই আবির্ভাবে আজকে জুম মিটিং এ যোগদান করে আমি নিজেকে খুবই আনন্দিত মনে করছি। তো আমরা খুবই ভাগ্যবান আমাদের গুরুদেবের কৃপাতে যে শান্ত মহারাজের মতো একজন সুদক্ষ কারিগর মঠ তৈরি করার এবং মঠ পরিচালনার একজন যে সুদক্ষ ব্যক্তি এবং মুনি মহারাজের মতো এরকম দুজন পিএইচডি কে আমাদের শ্রী চৈতন্য শাশ্বত মঠ পেয়েছে, সেটা আমাদের একমাত্র গুরুদেবের কৃপাতেই এটা সম্ভব হয়েছিল। এবং তিনি তাদেরকে সঙ্গে সঙ্গে তেনা সেই শক্তি প্রদান করে।
প্রভু, আমি আপনার কথা একটু ইংরেজিতে ট্রান্সলেট করব, ঠিক আছে? এখানে বাংলা বোঝেন না। So let me translate. So what he is saying, he is paying his respect to Sripad Bhakti Madhav Puri Maharaj, and he paid respect to Sripad Santa Maharaj also. And he's now telling that Sripad Santa Maharaj has many good qualities, especially in managing and in some this type of activities for the mud. And we are very fortunate to have him in our association. Okay, Prabhu, bolun apni. Prabhu, apni bolun.
এবং মিটিং এ শুনে তিনি যে অত্যই সুন্দর হরিকথা বলেন এবং ভক্তদেরকে এই পথে তিনি আনয়ন করেন, তার জন্য তেনার কাছে আমরা খুব কৃতজ্ঞ। তেনার মতো একজন যোগ্য আমাদের এই মঠে খুবই প্রয়োজন।
Okay, I'm going to translate. So now he is saying that he is very qualified and very expert in preaching to devotees and to connect the devotees to our mutt. So we feel very fortunate, and we feel that such a qualified devotee like Shanta Maharaj is a blessings for our mutt. ঠিক আছে প্রভু।
আমি জন্মদিনে আমি তৃতীয় শুভেচ্ছা গল্পতরু সিন্ধু হয়ে জানাং পাবনে বৈষ্ণবী।
So he is concluding by chanting the famous mantra of Sanskrit, where we respect all the Vaishnavas as they are wishfully, as Vaishnavas fulfill all our good wishes, higher wishes. Thank you. আর কিছু বলবেন প্রভু? আর কিছু বলবেন?
না।
আচ্ছা, so thank you so much. I thank ধন্যবাদ প্রভু. I thank Sripad Kesto Prabhu for taking out his valuable time. He has specially come to, there is a, near the temple, there is a place called near that a hotel is there, some hotel is there of the temple. So there, from there he's doing his like Zoom meeting. And so I thank him very much for taking so much of pains and making it sure that he can join this Sangha. Dhanyavad, thank you. Okay, so whom else I can ask now? Is there anybody? Huh? Professor Jagannatham, are you there? Professor Jagannatham?
Hello.
Oh, welcome, sir. So let me introduce Professor Jagannatham. So he is a very senior scientist from, I think, from CCMB, which is a leading center for biology and chemistry research in India. And he has been contributing many papers in international journals, and he has a very keen interest in spiritual conception from a scientific background. So I would like to request him to share some of his words, because he's also very dear. He has much affection for Sripad Shanta Maharaj, and he always supported him in scientific writings, and even in journal. When there some discussion was there, he supported Shanta Maharaj among the international referees. So we thank him so much, and we request him to say a few words. Professor Jagannatham, we are waiting for you.
Seems that he has some problem. Maybe some other persons can speak. I think Professor Kanchan
Okay.
Chaudhary.
Professor Chaudhary, Kanchan Chaudhary, are you there?
But I have just joined. I'll just let some time go, and then I'll maybe.
So can you share some of your wisdom about Shanta Maharaj, and what impressions you had, and your some of your good wishes? So we will be very happy if you get that from you.
Shanta Maharaj, I know when he was very young. That I met him as a very inspired preacher, and uncompromising inspired preacher, to be precise. And Shanta Maharaj never compromised about his principles. And I think that it still continues, that because he derives his strength from Lord Krishna directly. So he never felt that he has to compromise in any way over anything. Whatever he feels right, he does it. And as you have seen that he has done a lot of preaching, and abroad and in India, held so many conferences, and always has also published a lot of papers in the reputed international journals. So, and he is a PhD holder from IIT Kharagpur, where I have first known him. And so I wish him all the best. And I know that with Vigyan Muni Maharaj by his side, and these two humble souls can do anything in this world, and they will continue to do it. And I'm very, I know that he is very, very sympathetic and also forgiving. And he always sees on the positive side of a person. And he has always Lord Krishna in his heart, nothing else. And he is a total preacher, and in spite of all the difficulties that he has faced throughout his life, in the family and everywhere, he has only gained strength and strength in preaching. And so I have always, whenever I get opportunity to meet him, I have met him a couple of times, or maybe more than 2 times, in Ratha Yatra festival in Puri. And he has been very kind enough to, and I took along with me one tea seller. He had a tea stall in IIT Kharagpur. And Shanta Maharaj and Vigyan Muni Maharaj used to have muris, I think, jhal muris at the end of the day to gain energy to do research. And that fellow was also, because he chants all the time. When I heard him chanting all the time, I thought he's a devotee. So I decided that, okay, let me take him to Puri Dham during Ratha Yatra festival. And there, fortunately, I met Shanta Maharaj there. And Shanta Maharaj just recognized him, and just, just like his old friend meeting. And that way, in spite of his great reputation as a preacher Shanta Maharaj is down to earth and he mixes with people of all varieties from any walks of life. So I was very glad that, and he arranged for prasadam for both of us in Chaitanya Saraswat Math, and we are very blissful. So whenever I meet Shanta Prabhu and Vigyan Muni Prabhu anywhere in the world, I know that I don't have to think about myself in any way. And all these things will be taken care of by them. So yes, thank you very much for giving me opportunity to tell a few things about Shanta Maharaj. And I only can wish him all the best, that both of them, that his Vigyan Muni Maharaj is his strength. I consider them as a pair. All the strong people have always appeared in pairs in the world. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, and everybody has appeared in pairs. And whenever I see them, I can't really distinguish who is what. And I always take them as pairs, and I wish them all the best, that they keep good health and continue to serve the world by spreading the message of Lord Krishna and the way he has been doing. And thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to speak these words to you. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Thank you, Professor Kanchan Chaudhary. I remember very well that when you first met Sripad Maharaj and you saw his chanting and the extraordinary transcendental nature of his chanting, then you started dancing and you were so happy. And Sripad Maharaj gave, and you had given some, I think, offering to Srila Govinda Maharaj also, some, I think, some fruits. Maybe it was some apples, or maybe it was some citrus fruit, maybe. And Srila Govinda Maharaj told that I want to have this fruit immediately. So he accepted your offering immediately. So we all remember those incidents and how you also become so ecstatic observing the way Sripad Maharaj and Srila Govind Maharaj accepted your very simple offering. So we can understand that you have some great fortune from our acharyas. So thank you so much for coming here and giving your thoughts and words of wisdom and appreciation.
Actually, I have always very good memories about anything associated with you. Chaitanya Saraswat Math also. I have visited all these, there's the near Damdam and also near Ultadanga. The two moths, both the moths I have visited. And Sripad Govinda Maharaj also I had the good fortune to see. And I can tell you one thing, that by your association, that what I consider to be the great things about your association is that it helps even people like us who do with this real life to be a better person. And better in the sense that not a good or better, to handle things in a much better and much serene way, and which is acceptable to all. And I think that I have, if I can use the word, benefited a lot from your association. Benefited in all respects. The serenity of my thought process, the life and the thought process always has improved. And actually what happens that I tell all the householders, that if you just associate, you'll be a better and you can do things in a better way. You will be profiting, man. You will be benefiting. So these things, that people only understand when they mix and can really imbibe things. It's really a great fortune for me to be in touch with you and to benefit on all respects in the real life. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your heartfelt appreciations and memories. And we thank you so much. So, Professor Jagannatham, are you there? Professor Jagannatham? So maybe he's not there. So can we ask if anybody else would like to say something?
Dhanyavad Muni Maharaj.
Okay,
Amir
Dandavad.
Sindhu Prabhu.
Okay. Yes, yes.
I think Amir Sindhu Prabhu wanted to say something.
Okay, Amir Sindhu Prabhu, would you like to say something?
Dandavad Maharaj, Dandavad Maharaj,
Dandavad.
and to all the
Dandavad.
devotees. Just speaking of fruit, please, on your birthday celebration, may I offer you Irish strawberries.
Thank you.
Dandavad Maharaj.
Dandavad.
Happy birthday, Maharaj. Thank you for everything that you've given me in my life. Dandavad Maharaj.
Okay. So I think if anyone else is there.
Yeah, I can say something.
Okay,
Hello.
yes. Hello.
Dr. Pradhan wants
Dr.
to say
Pradhan.
something.
Okay, okay, let him. So, Dr. Pradhan, please share your thoughts today. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Esteemed.
Okay, let me introduce you. Professor Pradhan is also from Orissa and the same college as Professor Chandrakar, but he is a teacher of chemistry. And we had gone to his home when we went there and we had prasadam. And he remembers Sripad Shanta Maharaj because he was also I think, one of his students in the college. So thank you and welcome.
Okay, thank you very much. Honorable esteemed Sripad Puri Maharaj ji, esteemed Bhakti Niskam Santa Maharaj ji, esteemed Vigyan Muni ji, and all honorable dignitaries present here. I am feeling fortunate to attend these observations of birthday of Bhakti Niskam Sant Maharaj. First of all, I wish all the best and a happy birthday to Bhakti Niskam Santa Maharaj. I am privileged to say few words on this occasion. Before around 30 years back, I had a close association with his father, father of Bhakti Niskam Santa Maharaj. He was at the small town of Khariar. He was the executive officer. And he was so sincere that one of the, so far I know till date, one of the best executive officer in this area. He's supposed to early morning, he woke up and went to different streets, whether cleanliness by the NSC workers is done or not. Even I had seen him early morning, how the people works at the drains, whether drains are cleaned or not, his father was looking at it. I suppose to say a great father to a great son. Bhakti Niskam Santa was one of the great soul from a great father. So at the outset, I can say I know Bhakti Niskam Santa Maharaj from his childhood, because I was closely associated with his father when he was at Khariar. After that also, I could see his works after engineering and all the PhD degrees, all these things, and attending this path of holistic approach to science. As I am saying, a lot of works you people are doing. I'm many days, many times I had attended your conferences, national and international conferences related to this holistic approach to science. You are doing so nice job that your association creates a lot of holiness in the surrounding, as I see. And most of the attendees, they are telling like that. So I wish all the best. And I wish that your spreading knowledge, spreading holistic approach to science may continue times to come. For next hundreds of years, you stay and spread this knowledge of your holistic approach to science, way of life, our your feeling of living together, our your give and take relationship. I mean a holistic approach to living and spreading the knowledge of holistic approach to science. Thank you very much. Thank you for allowing me to stay with you, all of you. Thank you, Muni Maharaj ji, and thank you all of you.
Thank you.
All the best.
Thank you, Dr. Pradhan, for your wonderful reminiscences about Sripad Maharaj. Sripad Shanta Maharaj. and his humble backgrounds, his father. So we are very thankful to you, and we wish all the best and good health for you and your family. Thank you. Okay. Yes. Yes, Krishna Keshav Prabhu, please say something.
My humble dandavats to our Guru Varga, Om Gyanan Timirin Hasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. And my humble dandavat pranam to all the assembled devotees and all the participants here today. Vanchakalpatrubhyascha Kripasindubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. I had the good fortune to first meet Shanta Maharaj and Moni Maharaj when they came in 2018. And I was still living at home with my parents and family life. And I had just met Sripad Bhaktimadhava Puri Maharaj and just started going to the Princeton Bhaktivedanta Institute a little bit. And then by Shanta Maharaj and Muni Maharaj's second trip to the United States in 2019, I had, by the grace of Sripad Puri Maharaj, been able to engage more heavily in service. And under Sripad Puri Maharaj's guidance, Shanta Maharaj had arranged for me to have a Zoom meeting with Srila Bhakti Nirmalacharya Maharaj and receive Diksha initiation from him. And shortly after that, I was able to travel to India, and through Shanta Maharaj's arrangement, I was able to meet Srila Acharya Maharaj in person, and I was able to do a little bit of service there at the Dum Dum Park temple, and I was able to travel with Acharya Maharaj for a few days doing a preaching program. And Shanta Maharaj also arranged so many other things during my trip in India to visit Jagannath Puri Dham and just be able to see the different holy places. And none of that would have been possible without Shanta Maharaj. And then also when I came back to the United States, Shanta Maharaj actually taught me how to do collection, go out for collection. You know, he had only been in the United States a couple of times, and somehow he became so expert at collecting here in the United States. And so I would go out with him and Muni Maharaj to different places in New Jersey and New York. And I slowly learned how to do collection. And I was able to continue with that service even after they left. And so I'm very, very grateful for the association of Sripad Shanta Maharaj and Sripad Muni Maharaj. They're also always giving me a lot of encouragement to continue in my service to our Guru Varga. And I'm always looking to them to see how to do service nicely. They've been very fixed in their service for a very long time. And whatever difficulties come their way, they're always able to continue their service in spite of those difficulties. So I can only pray to Shri Guru and Gauranga that I may continue to have their holy association and be able to continue serving our Guru Varga. I don't have much to say. I'm not qualified to glorify them properly or to say anything about our Guru Varga properly, but I'm just trying to offer something small. Please accept my humble dandavat pranam.
Thank you. Thank you, Sripad Krishna Keshav Prabhu. He has been serving very diligently our Guru Maharaj, Gurudev, Sripad Bhaktimadhava Puri Maharaj for so many years. And when he joined Sripad Puri Maharaj became so happy. And when we went there, then he helped us in so many ways, especially in like printing pamphlets and in organizing the conference. And sometimes he drove also the car. So we always remember his nice feelings towards us. And we hope and we pray that we'll continue to do service for our entire lifetime together. Thank you. So, whom else can I ask? Maybe
Maharaj.
Yes.
Can I say something?
Yes, yes. Please. Brajagopal Prabhu. Yeah. Brajagopal Prabhu. So he would like to say something.
My humble dandavats pranams to Sripad Bhaktipuri Maharaj, Shanta Maharaj, and Muni Maharaj, and all the participants in this session. And I just met Shanta Maharaj when my Gurudev left this world. We are both God brothers, and I met him. Actually, I saw him in many conferences, but I have never interacted with him. But once, when I post a message in the Facebook that to have a congregational meeting chanting in Orkut, before Facebook there is Orkut, so he contacted me and he connected me to Srila Bhakti Madhavpuri Maharaj, which is key. That is very lucky I am. And from that onwards, Bhakti Madhavpuri Maharaj and Shanta Maharaj and Muni Maharaj engaged all of our Vijayawada devotees in some services to Vaishnavas and Gurus. So Bhakti Shanta Maharaj is very humble and very enthusiastic. He not only preaches to normal people, he always encourages to do preaching in the colleges with scientific people, and he also preached in Vijayawada with some of the lecturers and also some of other groups of religious like Christians, Muslims. He never feel any kind of tired. He always enthusiastic. I never seen such a preacher like Shanta Maharaj. And whenever we see him, we always get some recharge, like our phone, how it will recharge. We always get recharged by seeing Shanta Maharaj in doing some services. I want to share some of the photos which I got so that I will conclude this. So let me share you this. So he came to South India, where our place Vijayawada is there. So first he invited us all of to Navadvip Parikrama. So later we became each other friendly, and so even though he is my god brother, I have never met him before, but first time we met him in the Navadvip Parikrama. So later he connected us to Bhakti Madhavpuri Maharaj, where we used to attend online sessions in 2009. So it's almost 10 years back we connected to Bhakti Madhavpuri Maharaj. And later I introduced many devotees to Shanta Maharaj, and Shanta Maharaj connected us to Srila Bhakti Nirmal Acharya Maharaj, who we invited Acharya Maharaj to Vijayawada, and Acharya Maharaj gave Dikshas and connected us to Krishna's family. So later we went to some colleges and we preached and with some of the religious communities like Christians and other Loyola institutions here. And we have Harinam Sankirtan on the Vijayawada, and we have some talks in Vijayawada temples. And whenever he comes to our home, we used to have morning Mangal Harati in the morning 4:30. And this is college preaching. Being a sadhu, he also wears sometimes like our normal people, and he preaches. So it's very nice. And he's a full supporter of service he done to Acharya Maharaj is marvelous, because Acharya Maharaj once asked to arrange South Indian Yatra, where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited all the places. He without tirelessly he came from US, and he arranged all these things so that all the devotees visited those places which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited in South India. Whenever Acharya Maharaj feels any health advices, always Shanta Maharaj used to help him in his health things. And once we got some opposition in Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Math, and he is the one who stood with Srila Acharya Maharaj and supported all those days when all others has left him. This is he's we can say he's like towards how he will feel when we with him. And he met the grand son of Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada in Navadvip. So this is the one where we had Navadvip Parikrama with all the devotees in Navadvip, and this is very nice time. And also he invited Acharya Maharaj to Vijayawada, without which without Shanta Maharaj we have never known about Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Math or Srila Sridhar Maharaj or Srila Govinda Maharaj. And Shanta Maharaj invited us to science conferences in Nepal, and we all from Vijayawada used to go. And we are not scientists, or we don't know much about science, but we used to do some services to Shanta Maharaj so that he can do all the programs in a nice way. And finally, he connected us to Srila Bhakti Nirmal Acharya Maharaj, and many disciples have taken Diksha from Acharya Maharaj and continuing the services now. So I want to conclude my Dandavat Pranams to all the participants and all the gurus. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Dandavat Pranams, Sripad Brajagopal Prabhu, for your wonderful collection of these memories and sharing them with all the with everyone. Thank you so much. So I would like to also request maybe one devotee from Brazil to say some of their thoughts, even though our association has been short, but I think it is a good relation, and it will be nice to have their some small offering from them also. Thank you.
Dandavat Maharaj. I will translate to Shemagori. She would like to say a few words.
Yes, yes.
Nós somos devotos morando aqui no Brasil.
We are living here in Brazil,
num pequeno templo,
in a small temple
de nossos gurus,
of our Gurudevs,
Srila
Srila Maharaj, Srila Govinda Maharaj, Srila Acharya Maharaj.
E é uma misericórdia muito grande estarmos nesse momento
And
aqui.
it's a real great mercy to be here in this moment.
Uma oportunidade transcendental.
With this opportunity, transcendental
De
opportunity,
estar ouvindo tantas palavras misericordiosas
to listen
dos
so
nossos
much
gurus,
sweet words of our gurus,
de guru e das pessoas que estão
and
aqui
from
presentes.
all of our God brothers and devotees that are here present.
Eu fico muito feliz porque todos falam exatamente a mesma coisa de Shanta
And I get very happy because everybody, all the devotees here says exactly the same thing about Shanta Maharaj.
Que é a nossa visão.
That's exactly our vision also from Shanta Maharaj.
Que é de uma admiração.
That's from admiration
Da sua devoção,
of his devotion,
da sua humildade,
his humility,
da sua capacidade,
his capacity,
de toda a sua inteligência,
of his intelligence,
e o seu grande coração.
and his great heart and devotion to Srila Gurudev.
Nós estamos aqui para servi-lo.
We are here to make service for you, Maharaj.
Nessa estrada de devoção.
In this patch of the devotion to Gauranitai and Bhagavan Shri Krishna.
Agradecemos muito a oportunidade.
We thank you so much,
muitos anos
and
de
we
vida.
desire for you many years of life,
E muito seva,
and much services and service.
Dandavat.
Dandavat Pranam.
Thank you, Srimati Shama Gauri Didi, and also thank you, Jadagopal Prabhu, and all the devotees, and even those devotees who are not with you here, but in spirit they have joined with us. Thank you so much.
Maharaj, Maharaj.
Oh, is it our Sripad Prabhu? Yes, yes, please. Sripad Prabhu is our old friend, and he's disciple of Srila Bhakti Swarup Damodar Maharaj. And he also came to Chaitanya Saraswati Math, joined its parikramas and programs. And he also hosted us in his place in Kovur. And we are very thankful that, we are very happy that he has joined us today. Yes, Prabhu.
Maharaj, Vansakalparbhyasya krupasindhubhyo chapacharanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah anto koti vaishnavitrindavi. Sripad Bhaktivedanta Puri Maharaj ki jai. Danat Maharaj, I'm very sorry Maharaj, actually I'm shameful to join this meeting Maharaj actually, and even to stand before you all devotees Maharaj, but somehow I could not resist myself to join this auspicious occasion of Sripad Sant Maharaj Vyaspuja Day Maharaj. I'm begging your forgiveness for all whatever for whatever I am not following sincerely whatever I have to do, but still Sant Maharaj ki jai ho. Danot Maharaj and Muni Maharaj, Danot Maharaj, and my humble dandos to all the devotees and participants here. I would like to say a few things actually. Sripad Sant Maharaj, actually I met him in 2007, 2006 in one Rath Yatra, Puri Rath Yatra actually. I was in Pune and Bombay in ISKCON somewhere, and later on I moved to Jamshedpur. Somehow I went to Puri Rath Yatra and Lord arranged a meeting with him. And later on I was transferred to Jamshedpur, and from there he who took me to my Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Bhaktsarup Damar Swam Guru Maharaj, and he attached me to him, and somehow his mercy he gave me the initiation, Sripad Bhaktsarup Damar Swam Maharaj. And since then I see him actually, he is very dedicated and sincere and very determined to preach, to serve Guru and Guru Varga and preach Krishna consciousness in scientific way. Of course, he asked me many times, he guided me, and along with Muni Maharaj, they guided me in many ways, in many situations, occasions, but somehow I could not follow them. So I feel ashamed actually, but still I pray at the lotus feet of Sripad Bhaktivedanta Puri Maharaj, Sant Maharaj and Muni Maharaj on this auspicious day to bless me to serve Guru Varga and Vaishnavas. Thank you very much, Maharaj, on this auspicious day. Please forgive me if I say something wrong. And
No.
Thank you, Maharaj,
thank you for your very sincere words and your expression of humility. So a devotee has no fault, but devotee always expresses himself in a very insignificant way, and that is actually we found in Vaishnava devotees. So Vaishnava devotees are always very great. So we thank you so much for joining and sharing your humble thoughts and remembering your relationship with Sripad Bhakti Niskam Shanta Maharaj and all the devotees. And
sorry, Maharaj.
Finally,
in fact, he always, all the time, he is determined to help others, very compassionate for others, actually, for the others' improvement, actually, advancement. So he took me to Bhaktesundar Govind Maharaj, Sripad Bhaktesundar Govind Maharaj. And later on, I was initiated with second initiation, Brahminical initiation in 2009, actually. And
yes.
He tried and trust with Nirmal. And thank you, Maharaj.
So thank you, Prabhu. Vishnu Prabhu, would you like to say something? Vishnu Prabhu from Jaipur, आप कुछ बोलेंगे?
हरे कृष्ण महाराज, धन्यवाद, प्रणाम महाराज, हरे कृष्ण सर, धन्यवाद महाराज। मेरी इंग्लिश अच्छी नहीं है, फिर भी मैं हिंदी में बोलता हूँ।
मैं ट्रांसलेट कर दूंगा आपका।
हाँ, शांता महाराज ने जब भी मैं कोलकाता या नवद्वीप आया बहुत हेल्प करी। जब मैं पहली बार उनसे मिला था 2012 में सिलीगुड़ी में।
ठीक है, मैं ट्रांसलेट करता हूँ इसको। So he's Vishnu Prabhu from Jaipur. He's telling that whenever Shanta Maharaj he came to Kolkata and also in Siliguri, And Shanta Maharaj helped him in many ways.
जब मैं मेरे गुरु आचार्य महाराज से दीक्षा लेने आया था, तब आचार्य महाराज ने सिलीगुड़ी में शांतना महाराज से मुझे मिलाया था। आप इनसे टीचिंग लो, क्योंकि हम नॉर्थ से हिंदी में। तो सही कह रहा हूँ महाराज, मुझे ये नहीं पता था चैतन्य महाप्रभु कौन है, क्योंकि हम यहाँ ठाकुर जी के, हम गोविंद जी के दर्शन करते थे, हम गिरिराज जी की परिक्रमा कर रहे थे, लेकिन हमको ये नहीं पता। हम इस्कॉन भी जाते थे, लेकिन हम हिंदी बोलते ना, हिंदी बोलने वाले, हम बोलते थे अंग्रेजों वाला मंदिर, यहाँ सिर्फ अंग्रेज जाते हैं, वहाँ पे
मुझे इंग्लिश में बोलने दो, इंग्लिश में बोलने दो, ठीक है? So he's telling very nice remembrances that actually he came to Srila Bhakti Nirmal Acharya Maharaj for initiation, which was arranged by Sripad Shanta Maharaj. And Srila Bhakti Nirmal Acharya Maharaj told him that you are from North India and you speak Hindi, so you must take training from Sripad Shanta Maharaj. And what he's telling is that he did not know who is Gauranga Mahaprabhu, even though he's from Rajasthan and from the very famous temple called Govinda Ji, which was established by, I think, Srila Rupa Goswami himself, but they did not know anything about Mahaprabhu.
एक्चुअली हम, मेरा जन्म है ना, वैसे हम ब्रजवासी है, गोवर्धन परिक्रमा में पूछड़ी का लोटा आता, वो हमारा गांव है, जो हम बचपन से
ठीक है, मैं मुझे बोलने दो। So he's telling he was born near a village in Govardhan called Puchri Ka Lota. The peacock, this whole thing is like a peacock, and the back portion of the peacock is the Puchri. So in that there is a village called Puchri Ka Lota, and he was born in that place. Okay, Prabhu, बोलिए।
जो गोवर्धन परिक्रमा में आता है पूछड़ी का लोटा, जो आधा पार्ट राजस्थान में आ जाता है और आधा यूपी में। पहले ये एक ही था, लेकिन बाद में जो देश आजाद हो तो आधे आधे हो गए, आधे राजस्थान में गया गोवर्धन का पार्ट और आधा इधर, तो वो गांव था। तो हम
हाँ, मुझे बोलने दो। So he is telling that this Govardhan, some part is in Uttar Pradesh and some part is in Rajasthan. So his area comes in that Rajasthan area of that Govardhan. Okay, बोलिए प्रभु।
तो हम बचपन से गिरिराज जी की परिक्रमा करते थे, वृंदावन के दर्शन करते थे, लेकिन महापुर जी को नहीं जानते थे।
So he is telling, even though they were doing parikrama of Govardhan from childhood, but they did not know about Gauranga Mahaprabhu. ठीक है, कहिए प्रभु।
हाँ, फिर जब शांतन माँ से बोल ली, टीचिंग ली, फिर गुरुजी से दीक्षा ली, फिर चैतन्य महाप्रभु के बारे में पढ़ा, चैतन्य चरित्रावली पढ़ी, तब हमको पता लगा राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड महाप्रभु जी ने प्रकट किए। तब हमको पता लगा गोविंद देव जी, गोपीनाथ जी, जितनी भी मूर्तियां सब भगवान महाप्रभु जी ने प्रकट करवाई अपने शिष्यों से। फिर नॉलेज होती गई।
So he's telling, but after association with Sripad Shanta Maharaj and getting the teachings, and also after initiation from Srila Bhakti Nirmal Acharya Maharaj, then they came to know that it is Gauranga Mahaprabhu who revealed the Shyam Kund and Radha Kund and all the other various places of Vrindavan and Govardhan. It was only after that they came to know. Okay, कहिए।
फिर उन्होंने छठ गोस्वामियों को वृंदावन भेजा, उन्होंने सारी मूर्तियां प्रकट की, गोविंद देव जी, मदन मोहन जी, जितने भी 7 देवालय, 7 मूर्तियां थी, वो फिर सारे पढ़ते गए। फिर
मुझे कहने दो। He's telling that after that they came to know that Madan Mohan ji, Srila Govinda ji and Gopinath ji, this was revealed by Mahaprabhu's devotees, and they all came to know these things only after association with Shanta Maharaj. Okay, कहिए।
और महाराज ने बोला जयपुर में, हम ब्राह्मण फैमिली से थे, मंदिर जाते थे, पूजा पाठ कर रहे थे, तो इन्होंने बोला आप शिष्य बनाओ। फिर इन्होंने कहा, फिर मैं जयपुर से बहुत सारे भक्तों को लेके गया, और आज शांता ने महाराज का, शांता महाराज ने आचार्य महाराज से मिलाया, फिर उन्होंने बहुत से जयपुर के बहुत सारे डिवोटी बने अपने मठ के।
So due to inspiration from Shanta Maharaj, he started preaching also in Jaipur and introduced them to Sripad Shanta Maharaj, and then through Shanta Maharaj they were all initiated from Srila Acharya Maharaj, And in this way, there were many devotees in Jaipur also. बोलिए प्रभु.
और अभी चलो अब तो कोरोना चल रहा है, 2 साल पहले गुरुजी महाराज आप भी आए थे जयपुर, तब बहुत अच्छा लगा, आपने परिक्रमा करी, वो करी.
So he's remembering that before Corona, we had all gone there, including Acharya Maharaj, and they were very happy to have the association. कहिए तो.
बस इतना ही है.
Very sweet memories. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
So, Deepika Sinha, would you like to say something? Hello?
Yeah, Maharaj, sure.
Okay.
So, Hare Krishna.
Let me introduce you.
So, Danvat.
Oh. Yes, she lives in, I think, Hyderabad, no? Hyderabad.
Damayanti.
Oh, you are Damayanti.
Damayanti,
okay.
Yeah.
Your initial name is Damayanti, yes. And she has been helping us for many years. And she got initiation from Acharya Maharaj through Shanta Maharaj. And they are very good devotees and always in devotional mood. Okay, Didi, ab बताइए.
So first of all, Dandavat Pranam to Sripad Puri Maharaj, Srimad Bhakti Shanta Maharaj, and Bhakti Muni Maharaj. I'm really thankful to you for all the things, whatever I've learned from you has helped me in all the ways. Like when I started for the first time, when they came to my house, it was through my husband, because my husband met them first. And he said, okay, there are some people, those who are coming from Jagannath and doing some preaching. I was like, okay. So, but that day when I saw your program, when I talked to you, it actually changed my perception. What I was 5 years back, I was like, no one knows me. There was nothing. It was a very normal life which I was going through. But after meeting you, it just changed everything. So, in fact, people ask me, like, what happened suddenly after those, we see you are not the same person. So I see it's because of you and all the teachings, what you have taught me has made me humble, tolerant, and always dependent on the Lord and on the Guru. So that's how. So, and I'm really thankful, that I've come across such a divine thing in my life. So I don't have any words. I mean, whatever I'll say, it's very less, but I would really love to help you whatever way I could.
Thank you. Thank you. So it's very nice to hear her words, even though we have met maybe just once in their home, once or twice, maybe not more than that. But how much she's, attached to devotional service and the service of Guru and Gauranga is very inspiring. And we always pray for the blessings of all the devotees on you and Supreme Lord upon you, so that you become, you have more and more service. Thank you so much. Dandavat.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Dandavat. Hare Krishna. How are you? कैसे हो?
ये गोरांग जी, गोरांग महापुरुष सन.
Okay. His son of Vishnu.
आचार्य माने नाम दिया था गोरांग महापुरुष.
Okay. Shri Acharya Maharaj given him the name Gauranga.
गोरांग.
कैसे हो? कैसे हो?
हरे कृष्णा करो.
ठीक है. Thank you.
Dr. Srinivas wants to say something.
Okay.
हरे जय करो. हरे कृष्णा.
Hare Krishna. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Dhanyavad. Dhanyavad. Hare Krishna. Srinivas Prabhu, would you like to say some? आप कुछ कहेंगे? Srinivas Prabhu?
Yes. Dhanyavad. Pranams Maharaj. My pranams to Bhakti Nishkama Shanta Maharaj as well as to Bhakti Vijnana Muni. Sir, my association with Shaswat is only for the last 3 or 4 months. The first month I was very regular, but after that, because of the COVID conditions existing, we were put into a lot of hardship, especially myself and my family, and I was in jitters actually. Now, by the grace of Lord Sri Krishna, we have come out successfully, and we are hale and healthy with all your blessings and the blessings of Lord Sri Krishna. On this happy day, I wish my heartiest greetings to Bhakti Nishkama Shanta Maharaj, and my Dandavat pranams to all great ascetics, saints, and sannyasins of Saswat, as well as to all my devotees. I again offer my humble pranams to everyone over here. Thank you and Dandavat. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Srinivas. Thank you so much. Okay. Then shall we ask Uma Didi? Can you speak something? Uma Didi from London.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Maharaj. Dandavat Pranam Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam Shant Maharaj and Mani Maharaj, and all the devotees. I am unqualified to glorify Shant Maharaj, but Shant Maharaj mercy, I got Acharya Maharaj and I got Sripad Puri Maharaj. Then Shant Maharaj, because of Shant Maharaj, I got my family members, some get from initiation from Acharya Maharaj. And I don't have words to glorify Acharya Maharaj. Just I will offer some fruits to Shant Maharaj.
Okay, thank you, Didi. Shanta Maharaj is very happy to receive your offering. And here is also Sripad Puri Maharaj. He is sending all offering to Sripad Puri Maharaj. So it is going to Puri Maharaj. Thank you so much. So then we have asked almost everyone to say something. And maybe Ramani, would you like to say something? Ramani too from Nepal? No. So maybe I should say something if there's some permission. Just 1 or 2 minutes, I would like to say a few words. Actually, we are both working under Sripad Bhakti Madhav Puri Maharaj now for almost since 2007. Yeah, that was the time when we first met him.
Yes,
and actually
Maharaj,
the connection was Ramani. Okay, you can speak after me, okay? Because I already started. So we had met Sripad Puri Maharaj on the instructions of our first spiritual master, Sripad Bhakti Swarup Damodar Maharaj. And Shanta Maharaj was always very attached to Sripad Bhakti Madhav Puri Maharaj from very beginning. It was some inner connection that he felt with Sripad Puri Maharaj, and that I saw Shanta Maharaj's transformation under Puri Maharaj especially. I am a witness, because at that time Shanta Maharaj used to say anything, maybe right or wrong, that was not a big consideration. But under the association of Shanta Maharaj, Sripad Puri Maharaj, his philosophy become very deep philosophy. He become very intelligent, and you could express things in a very intelligent way, and like immediate answers he could give. So, and all the vision that he received from Sripad Puri Maharaj about preaching, traveling, organizing conferences, collecting funds, and how to speak with different members of devotional society, with scientists. So all of these things he learned from Sripad Puri Maharaj. As you know, that must be the example of Sripad Shanta Maharaj, and Sripad Puri Maharaj is the perfect example of how a disciple should serve Gurudev, and how Gurudev is able to transform the disciple into with swan-like qualities. So, and also, but when I first met him, I saw he was very inspired devotee, and he was like fully convinced that Supreme Lord is there and we are his servants. And I saw that I am trying to convince so many people in Kharagpur IIT, but here is one person and he's already convinced. So I given some attention to him at that time, and gradually there were some arrangements by Lord's divine mercy that Sripad, our spiritual master, came to our college, and at that time he got the connection and he taken initiation from Sripad Bhakti Sarup Damodar Maharaj. So later on, he has done a lot of good work, like arranged all the institute activities and organized this institute, arranged funds, traveling to America and to London also especially, and all these different travelings that we have done over the years in India especially. So, and I am always seeing him as whenever he's awake, he's always actively doing something for Krishna consciousness. Always. Not a single moment I am seeing him that he's doing anything else. So that's why many times I used to do my work when he was sleeping. So when Santa Maharaj is resting, I'm doing my work. But when Santa Maharaj awakes, then I know I have to help him. So it was my life became like this. And still today it is like this. So, and I take Sripad Santa Maharaj very seriously because I know from within my heart that he has pure devotion. Maybe everything is not revealed at a time, but those aspects become revealed when time comes. Like when he showed his fearlessness in helping Srila Bhakti Nimal Acharya Maharaj during his difficult times. Also, his great organizational capacity by which he could organize this Bhaktivedanta, this Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Institute. He organized all these conferences, invited the scientists. He's always telling to the devotees, please come to Navadvip, please come to Navadvip in his language, in Telugu language. And sometimes he's also calling the scientists, sir, please come and give your thoughts, give your talk in this conference. We are organizing this conference. And we can see so many important professors. We have seen only one or two today, but actually there are more than 20 or 30 professors or maybe more that have come to our conferences. And there are many more such, professors whom we have met in our travels around India. And also, I remember in England, in London, we met few professors. And in America also, we have met number of them. So he's doing some very important spiritual work. Maybe not everybody has a appreciation for the kind of work he's doing, but definitely this is the kind of work that Sripad Bhakti Madhav Puri Maharaj will definitely know this because he's the disciple of Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and what Srila Prabhupada said about preaching to scientists. So, and Sripad Bhakti Nishkam Shanta Maharaj is doing all of that. So that's why he has got the blessings of all the acharyas, including Srila Bhakti Sarup Damodar Maharaj and Sripad Bhakti Madhav Puri Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Maharaj, and also Srila Bhakti Nimal Acharya Maharaj, and also many, many Vaishnavas whom he has met all during his preaching service. So this is unlimited, how much I can say, but I can only say that even I am feeling that I am getting some opportunity to do my Guru Maharaj service because he's arranging everything. Like there is no problem for food, prasadam, there is no problem for staying, there is no problem for internet facilities or electric power supply or some vegetables. Everything is he's taking care. Then I can, become little peaceful and do my work which my Sripad Maharaj gave me. And also by helping him, I am also helping Sripad Bhakti Madhav Puri Maharaj. And so in many ways, it cannot be described fully, but I'm just giving some directions, some indications rather, about his great, importance in these preachings that has come to today and also which is going to come in future. That Sripad Santa Maharaj's role will be very fundamental, very pivotal and central, especially to the scientific preaching mission, which is so much loved by all the acharyas of our sampradaya. Thank you so much. All glories to Sripad Bhakti Niskam Shanta Maharaj, and all glories to Srila Bhakti Madhav Puri Maharaj, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Thank you. So, Ramani Prabhu, please, you wanted to say something. Ramani Prabhu, are you there?
Yes.
Yes.
Maharaj, is sound coming?
Yes, yes, it's coming.
Yeah. Thank you, Maharaj. It is my privilege to and good fortune to speak about the pure devotee like Santa Maharaj. And he is not not only this this not only the is connected with me officially and organizationally, and it's by hardly very much respect and it's to him because of him I have got opportunity to connect again and to connect with his connect and serve to the mart. And so he encouraged and it's made the arrangement by this by which as like myself also for fellow we are as able and our service being offered to the mart and being offered to the Lord and Krishna, Krishna and Guru. So and this this he is the diamond. He is the it's the crown of the mart, and because of him and this many preaching activities all over the world is going on. It is the it's very it's a good news and very so proud feeling of the mart. It is a very important. And like ourselves like myself so we poor fellow and not knowing anything, and regularly we are being fortunate to have a good association sadhu Sanga by his his causeless mercy and tireless service to the devotee, and his serving nature and humility is such a this that is can't be explained, can't be expressed by the word. And this and myself and this very I have always to have to connect it with Santa Maharaj, Mani Maharaj, especially Puri Maharaj, and all glories to Bhakti Nirmal Acharya Maharaj, Acharya Maharaj. Because of him, because of his mercy only, we are able to do some preaching activity in Nepal. So because of that, many sincere and soul, many sincere devotees, yes, being is the sincere devotee serving connected with a mart, and this we are able to give some divine information about the Guru and Krishna, and in scientific way, scientific language, by organizing this science and scientist conference, and by that conference, and many scholars here, and they became the well-wisher and this friend, and this our well-wisher. And this many I also got this information very lately. Otherwise Professor Malla madam and especially Mon sir, you have a constructed room, and you, for us our whole apartment, when Santa Maharaj, Muni Maharaj comes, and they have to stay in my house. And last time also he arranged our living in his sister house only, was while we organized the conference Science and Scientist 2017. And in this way how I
to say and how to appreciate. And he's the great son of great father, and it's a wonderful family, and I got this opportunity again. This reminded me for a career program, and it's his where he spent his childhood and youthhood in this it's students life, and that also they are loving and respecting, and that internal kind of things and encouraging things, and this also many things that it's stuck, and that is in my mind, in my memory, and all this and this Bijayawada program and preaching and all these things. I'm very much that is very always fresh in my mind, and that is because that give encouragement so for the devotional service to serve Guru and Krishna, and that is by that is many fortunate soul as became as they got the advantage to connect with Guru and Krishna. All the and it's what I am saying. So I was trying to say. Because of him, I also got some mercy and some holy association with Puri Maharaj, and Puri Maharaj and feelings, and Puri Maharaj, the conception, and that is conception Sridhar Maharaj had. Sridhar Maharaj's conception like feelings and that pure devotion, and so flowing through Puri Maharaj, and that so we are being fortunate by getting through Santa Maharaj, Muni Maharaj, you all, and this thing as I can say only my always I'm very much is indebted to him and his causeless there's mercy, being kindness, and always myself always is praying with Krishna for this good association. And again he is the now is main what I am trying to say is he is the main person of the mart who is preaching, and who is this tirelessly preaching and encouraging devotee to serve in the mart, Guru and Krishna in this way, and mart, and so on the behalf of the mart and myself, and so it is a very good service, and we we do not have any word to appreciate and its service in this way. I am very much thankful, and I am very much fortunate to have to join this meeting. All the many scholars and devotee like Samal devotee like Brajagopal Prabhu, and all the devotees. Thanking, I'm very much myself. I'm very much fortunate to be and part of this meeting, and to be part of the devotee family. Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you all the devotee. Thank you all the scholar, well-wisher, and his family. As thank you, Maharaj.
Thank you, Sripad.
वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. श्रीपाद संत महाराज की जय. मुनि महाराज की जय. जय महाराज. Thank you, Maharaj.
Jai.
Joy. Sripad Ramamani Prabhu ki joy. He's from Nepal, and he's very sincere devotee. He himself is a very good preacher, and he always invited us to Nepal And because of him, we had great success in organizing two very important international conferences. So I thank you. And by your service, you have definitely pleased Sripad Bhaktimadab Puri Maharaj and Acharyas of our parampara. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much. So maybe we have completed everyone who's on the panel. Is it so, Sripad Maharaj, Shanta Maharaj, have we completed?
I think so.
Okay, so then we go back to, maybe you want to say something. No, you have not spoken anything. I'm sorry. Yes.
I offer my humble Dandavat Pranam at the lotus feet of my Shiksha Gurudev, Vishnu Srila Bhaktivedanta Puri Maharaj, and all the assembled devotees. I feel very much, humbled by the love that you all have expressed. I always remembering that Sita Puri Maharaj always told that we have to be like a hammer in the hand of the person who is using that hammer. So whatever you are all saying, I am always feeling you are all saying those good things of Sripad Bhaktivedanta Puri Maharaj, because he was always he is using always to me. Otherwise, I am not so much useful. So if Guru and Vaishnava they use us, then somehow we are useless, but we are useful by their touch. Actually, that's what I feel. So the love that I am receiving, and whatever appreciation you are giving, this is all I feel that is you are giving to Sripad Puri Maharaj and all our gurus. That's what I feel. You are glorifying them. So um, actually, this program is arranged by Sripad Bhakti Madhav Puri Maharaj, that feeling, and Sripad Muni Maharaj has arranged all these things. So I feel if somehow I can be useful for the service of Guru and Vaishnavas, that is the only thing that I can pray to all the gathered, devotees and scholars. That is the only thing that I aspire. Of course, in the present society, we don't have this type of culture of, taking the help from, higher personalities, how to, proceed, what is the direction we must be going. That type of thing are not being taught in schools and colleges. So if somehow we can connect with some, spiritually advanced soul in our life, and we can, proceed under the direction, then our life's goal we can achieve. We don't know even what is the goal of our life. We are just spending our life without any goal. That is being not taught in our schools and colleges, in general society. So if you can come in touch with some great personalities, uh, which coming from the higher world, then from their help we can have some understanding about why we have got this human form of life, what is its proper use, and how we can proceed in that direction. That direction, that guidance is very much essential in this world of so much darkness and ignorance. That sense of humility and tolerance and giving honor to others, all these qualities that Sripad Bhakti Maharaj taught. These are things we may hear so many times, but we can actually practically implement that in our consciousness. We can have those qualities. We can cultivate those only when we come in touch with personalities who have those qualities. So that's why we should always aspire to associate with such great souls. So I always felt in my life, it is the mercy of the Lord that I could meet some great personalities like Srila Bhakti Damodar Maharaj, my Harinam Gurudev, and by his direction and that guidance, Sripad Bhakti Madhav Puri Maharaj, and then through Puri Maharaj direction, Srila Govinda Maharaj and Srila Acharya Maharaj, and many Vaishnavas and devotees. So by meeting them and by seeing their dedication and their service qualities and their mood of service, they are not just doing some job or some work, but what attitude, what mood they are doing all these things. The mood of satisfying Guru, Vaishnava, Bhagavan in that attitude, doing all the activities. That's I feel the mercy of the Lord in my life, And I feel very much fortunate that Lord has arranged that type of thing in my life. And I always pray life after life. I may have this type of thing that I can be happily served in the association of the devotees. That is the only prayer I have on this occasion. And I ask also forgiveness from all, that if I have done any mistake because of my foolishness or anything, so please forgive me, and please give your mercy and blessings so that I can please Guru and Vaishnava. That is the only prayer I have. Vancha kalpataru kripa sindhu bhavantu patitanam pavanebhyo
So thank you, Sripad Bhakti Shanta Maharaj. So in very few words, he has expressed his deep humility and that we are very glad that we could all share some of our thoughts on this wonderful occasion. And this is all arranged by Sripad Bhakti Puri Maharaj. So we will request Sripad Bhakti Puri Maharaj to say some concluding words, or the way, whatever way he likes. All glories to Sripad Bhakti Niskam Shanta Maharaj.
Vivo. You hear me?
No. Dandavat Maharaj.
Maharaj, you are muted.
Maharaj, you have to unmute.
Doesn't seem to be working. How can you hear?
Yes, Maharaj. Yes.
Can you hear? So, my very humble Dandavat pranams to all the devotees and scientists and others who have the spirit of devotion within their hearts and can recognize devotion in the person of the devotee. Many people come in association with the devotees. I remember when Srila Prabhupada was walking in the world, I was surprised how many people came and just left afterwards. They could not recognize who Prabhupada was. And I remember Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur also, who used to be confused when people would come to his festivals, and they would leave afterwards, and he would say, "Why are you cheating me? Why are you leaving?" Huh? He was so convinced in his talks that he was certain that they would understand exactly as he did now the importance of Krishna consciousness. So something is needed also within us to be able to see the proper qualities of a real Vaishnava, and not just a matter of their doing. It is also partly our doing. We also have some responsibility in that. And that is the good quality within our own selves. And also the things that we see outside of us, even there may be a great soul, that is also due to something within us that leads us to criticize or overlook what is there in the Vaishnava. So don't, I remember one saying that be sure that all your words are sweet, because one day you may have to eat them. You see? So it is also good to remember that, and that whatever we are seeing outside of ourselves, that may be a reflection of what is within. So it takes a certain amount of sukriti, good fortune, good merit, to be able to even understand who is a Vaishnava. And then once we can do that, that is a great fortune. Actually, the slogan, the motto of the Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Institute logo, they have Janmadasya Yata. Janmadasyata. This is the second shloka of the Brahma Sutra. First shloka is Atato Brahma Jigyasa. Tato Brahma Jigyasa. This was the logo on the logo of the Bhaktivedanta Institute originally when Prabhupada asked Sripad Damodar Maharaj to make a logo and create the institute. Sripad Maharaj put that logo on that logo, Atato Brahma Jigyasa, and Prabhupada was very happy with that. And then when Sripad Santa Maharaj wanted to make a logo for the Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Institute, they said, I want to put Janmadasyata, or somehow we decided that. And Janmadasyata means from whom everything comes. What is the origin? What is the source? Now that Mayavadis may think that Brahma, Tato Brahma Jigyasa, Brahma is the highest, from which everything is coming. But who understands the Bhagavatam, which is the commentary on the Brahma Sutra, they know that Janmadasyataha means that Rasa Lila, which is the central theme, the central feeling, the central rasa of the spiritual world. That is the source of everything else. And one who knows that original source of everything can harmonize whatever is going on in this world or any world, because that is the original source. Rasovai Saha, Rasaraj Krishna. And that's the source. And it is told that who is fortunate? One who is fortunate. They can see that Mahaprabhu's pastimes are going on constantly before them. Those who have that good fortune, that pure security, that pure faith, that pure server's mood, surrendered mood to the Supreme Lord, they were able to see Janmadasyata. So it has a very high meaning. Does it mean, according to some people, it means Brahman. But that is not our understanding. That is not the line of Sri Chaitanya Saraswati, Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Mat and Srila Sridhar Maharaj. He gave that understanding to us. That is Rasa Vaisa, that Rasa Lila, is dancing, always dancing, and a reflection somehow is cast in the world according to our portrait. We can see or not see. So don't always look to the outside. Dive deep into reality. Always live in that world, or try to live in that world. Which we do by our service, our devotion, our meditation, our chanting, and so forth. When we can do that properly, then we will see everything properly. Part of that is always giving proper worship and respect and honor. Amanina manadena. Mahaprabhu presented such a simple and a very beautiful, pure philosophy. To be humble, more humble than the grass. He told, not as humble as the grass, to be more humble, more tolerant than a tree. Not to take any honor or respect for ourselves, and to give honor and respect and love to others. If we don't follow one of those, any one of those, then we cannot come to that higher vision. They all are necessary, especially this manadena. Manadena and giving honor to others. Must do that if we want to see that higher perspective. Otherwise, we will always be covered by some material film, or what can you say? Cover, veil, something like that. That veil will always be there. We won't be able to see the higher world. Never. That won't be possible. So my very deep and sincere appreciation to all of you who have come today. And I feel very happy that you're all remembering Shanta Maharaj's important influences in your life. And also Muni Maharaj is always there, very quiet alongside of Shanta Maharaj. But just as I said, you cannot accept Mahaprabhu if you don't accept Nityananda Prabhu. So they must remember Muni Maharaj and Shanta Maharaj. They've always been together, working very closely and happily and helping each other so nicely. Anyhow, we know what the history is of our relationship with one another. But somehow or other, by Krishna's grace, it has come to this point. And so we're very happy. And thank you so much. I don't know if thank you is the right word, but I appreciate so much all that they have done and your recognition of them. Jai Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Gurudev, Srila Acharya Dev ki Jai. Jai Gaur Premanandi, Hari Hari Bol. Jai Kiri Govardhana ki Jai.
Jai. Vishnupad Bhagavan Sri Prabhupada Srila Bhaktivinoda Puri Maharaj ki Jai.
Jai. Jai Shila Bhakti Nishkama Shanta Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Shila
Jai.
Maharaj ki
Jai.
Jai. Premanande. Hari
Hari Hari
Bol.
Bol.
Hari Bol. Hari Bol.